Hello everyone, this is Coach Kai, and in this short video we'll look at how we are going to set up for this season. So on a 9v9 pitch, what we will do is set up in a formation of a 3-3-2, so we have 3 at the back, 3 in the middle and 2 up front. So let's see how this plays out from a normal kickoff. So if we go ahead and just play this for you now. Okay, so let's play that one more time and I'll talk through it. So the forwards pass the ball to Austin in the middle, passes to Elijah, gets his head up to look who's available, same as Callum looks up to see who's available, crosses the ball in, and Lewis scores a goal. Now let's have a look at that in a little bit slow motion. So the objective from kickoff is to try and get the ball upfield while not losing possession. So when the ball gets to Austin, we can see how Aiden and Harry have moved across. So let's have a look at that again. So we're forcing the ball towards the right hand side. So from there, Elijah's moved ahead and he could come further inside or not at this moment in time. But for now, his options are either to go to Callum there or to Ruben, back to Austin or Harry. Now if he's under pressure for any particular one, let's say for example there are a few players here where all those options are blocked, he's got to be able to get his head up and see that the only option available is Harry in that case. And then from that he makes a particular pass. Now the main thing over here is for Josh to step up, Aiden to cover. So although he is the right centre back, his position is really in the middle, so to speak, and same with Harry, he covers for the centre of the field. Now at this point Elijah could run forward with Callum, or Callum could pass it back. A whole bunch of options there, but again depends on what the opposition's doing and what options are available. Still, again at this point, what we'd like to make sure is there are some triangles formed. So there we have a little triangle and another triangle right there. And again, really depends on what the options are. So if there is 2 players defending there, the only option there is for Callum to go back or Ruben to make a forward run and Callum noticing it. Let's play this on. So in this instance, Callum takes the ball forward and then crosses the ball in and Lewis scores. Now, multiple variations of this, but effectively to make this work, what we need for players to understand is just because someone else is on the ball doesn't mean you don't move. So throughout the whole thing, if we keep our eye on Zach, for example, so from kickoff, Zach's constantly moving. So the ball's on the other side of the pitch, so he moves really to the center of the field almost to make sure he has an option back post when the ball comes in. Looking at Josh, for example, he does not hang out in goal. He comes upfield to receive the ball if he can receive it. Now, granted, we might lose the ball in that position. Now, Josh has plenty of time to jog it back if we lose the position on there. Now, if, for instance, let's see, the ball comes up here, Josh has plenty of time to capture it if it gets hoofed up. Harry has plenty of time to drop back in as well, and so on. So let's start playing that again, and let's look at Austin on the kickoff. So once passing the ball, he's again moved to make himself available, and again make himself available there for Callum, carry on running with the ball, and again get to the middle to give him another option. So the kickoff routine is pretty much just that. Now let's have a look at another one for a goal kick, which we seem to struggle a little bit as well. So from the formation, that's normally the position you might go to. The ball gets passed out and the same thing again. All the players move when the ball moves. In this instance, Ruben goes ahead and scores, but let's have a look at that in slow motion. So First of all, depending on which side the goal kick has been taken from or where Josh is kicking out from, we want to make sure that the wide fielders, these guys over here and these guys over here know what they're doing. What I mean by that is if the ball's on this side of the field, the ones on the left, Elijah and Callum, hog the pitch, the outline, and the same way, Aiden gives him an option so he can come down here, and also Zach moves infield because Josh is never going to kick the ball from there all the way out to the wing, so it just doesn't have the range. So being clever about it, making sure that this is the area that we want to try and aim for, but also an outlet being available for the short passes. Lewis dropping into the gap between Austin and Zach. Ruben, perhaps, if he can, maybe be available to drop in there if the ball goes in there. And then from that position, Josh has got a few options. He could quite easily have passed to Austin if there are no players there, but short passes to play it out is preferred. Now, to get to the point where we can pass the ball around again, what training we'll try and do is, again, set out little triangles. So this is the triangle combination that I would like if everyone's at training, and passing the ball around between these three. Now, by grouping these around, hopefully we should be able to sort of see that progress. So here with Aiden, he has an option to go again, Harry or Austin or Zach, and then Josh again. So those are the easy balls, but he has to get his head up. Once the pass is made, again, you see that move after the pass, so we're not standing still. And also, once the ball's gone out to Harry, and Harry's turn to give the ball to Aiden, we have to make sure that the player on this side doesn't stand still or watch the ball. So he's come in field, acknowledging that the ball's going to go out wide, so he's going to be there sat in support. So there we go. The ball goes forward. Aiden follows the ball, follows his pass to support. And as Zach passes it to Austin, or whichever direction he goes to, Aiden is there again to support. Now Austin has various options to come back, switch play to Callum or Elijah, or go play forward to Lewis or Ruben. In this instance, Zach has received the ball. Now watch the positions. Now all the players. Josh is upfield. He's completely outside of his area. Again, plenty of time for him to jog back if he needs to, but cover that space where the defenders would normally sit. So we're playing a very high line. And looking there again, Elijah now, instead of being somewhere here, he is pretty much a central defender there, right there. And also Harry is central defender there as well. So effectively, we've got a 2 formation at the back when we're playing forward. Then Zach has his option. Again, quite a few options, hopefully, if people are moving around. Now at this point, just a reminder on the positions again, where Josh is, where Elijah is, and where Harry is. So effectively, we're now playing a different formation where we've got 2 at the back with pretty much 4 in the midfield and 2 up front. And then that carries on and Ruben goes ahead and shoots. And that is kind of a starter for 2. That's what we're going to try and achieve in the first game at least of the season. And short kicks from goal kick, if there's no options, long kick, but we need to work on our range, and also covering. So if the ball goes on the left, the right back holds back, because we are not expecting long switches. The pitch is big for the boys this season, so before we are completely used to it and the switch is on, we'll hold the opposite sides. So what I mean by that is, in this exact play here, if the ball went through the left hand side, Elijah would be up there and Aiden would be dropping in for Harry there, and Austin would be exactly where he is. Zach would probably be somewhere here to make sure that he has some distance to cover. If the opposition win the ball at this point and they start attacking, whatever they try and do, our main objective is, if we lose the ball somewhere there and they're going to play it out, chances are they'll play it down the line there. So Harry's going to have to Harry's going to have to go backwards there and cover. Aiden's going to have to do that. Zach's going to have to drop in there as fast as he can, and Austin covers there. So those are the players we expect to drop back. Obviously, Elijah is going to have to try and run back as well. But yeah, that's kind of it. So hopefully, once we start with this, with a 3-3-2 formation, beginning of the season, we'll try and get the boys used to their positions. We'll try and not move things around too much. There are some variations to this that we've figured that will happen over the season. Well, this is only a plan for the first game and possibly second game as well. We'll have to tweak things around. But as a plan, hopefully that will make sense, and we'll see how we can train to play in small triangles as such. So making an option, not just passing and admiring your pass, but moving after your pass and so on. And we'll stop it there. Cheers.